Hello, welcome to my channel once again, Charlie. Ghana's name is trending in America, and it is trending for a reason that myself, I don't even get it. See, Americans are mad. Americans are mad over the Los Angeles mayor coming to Ghana. And in the news, like, her name is all over. People are just talking about why did she come to Ghana. She basically came to Ghana for the inauguration of John Dramani Mahama. I think there was a delegation that was appointed by Joe Biden to come to the inauguration of John Dramani Mahama, because you know Ghana and the US, they have a relationship for a very long time. So I don't know why Americans are mad because this woman came. The reason is actually she came to Ghana for this inauguration, and what happened was while she was in Ghana, in her city, Los Angeles, being Los Angeles, was on fire. I'm sure you've seen in the news that Los Angeles is burning down. So while she was here, Los Angeles was burning, and I think she heard the news and she did what? She went back. But it was all over the news and people were like mad. I want us to go into these videos, watch, come back and talk.
Ghana to attend the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama. Why are Californians paying for that?
Angeles Karen Bass is now finally back from Ghana.
The mayor of LA, Karen Bass, who apparently was in Ghana.
Doing what?
Doing what?
Doing what?
Apparently she cut the firefighting budget. This beautiful person right here. Watch what she says here. It's incredible. One of the best speeches I've ever heard in my life.
Did she leave after the fire?
No,
or
she was
she
there.
In Ghana?
She flew back.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, was she, fire happened, then she left? Or
no, I think she was already there.
Then she flew back because of the fires.
Correct.
Okay. But you know why? What is she doing about something? Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
She left town on Saturday, so just 5 days ago, 6 days ago.
I want to see
Did
what her
know
first
on
speech is going to be.
that the fire was going to be happening?
You're the mayor of LA. You are in Ghana to attend the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama. Why are Californians paying for that? Like, unbelievable. In fact, whenever Gavin Newsom or any of these Democrat leftists say, don't politicize it, that's code for don't criticize our terrible decisions, okay? Let's talk about California.
But the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, is now finally back from Ghana. Joe Biden sent her there for the inauguration. Like, who gives a crap? Why is the LA mayor going to Ghana for some political event? What in the actual F? And let me tell you something. The warnings about these Santa Ana winds being worse than normal and bringing a grave threat were all over the place. You look back at the LA Times now, for days prior to this event, they were jumping up and down saying this actually could get really bad. And she's over there in Ghana for this ceremonial. What? Why? Get your ass back home. Now there's a tweet. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Resurfacing online from, here it is. From when Ted Cruz got ridiculed for leaving Texas to go on vacation in the middle of I can't remember what was happening to Texas. Was it fires there? And she, Karen Bass, what was it, Steve? It was a snowstorm. Okay. You don't think snowstorm when you think Texas. In any event, she tweeted out, Ted Cruz fleeing Texas in the middle of a deadly crisis is part of a larger pattern of the GOP abandoning folks in crisis. We need to build a movement to kick them all out. Well, how'd that one go, madam? Is that part of your pattern on your team to abandon folks during a crisis?
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
Los Angeles, Karen Bass is under intense scrutiny after she was abroad visiting Ghana when the wildfires broke out in the city. She was seen returning to the country at the city's airport, where she refused to comment on the situation.
Fire chiefs say that they're really stretched to the limit and running out of water. What have you got to say to that? Have you no response to that? Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up, please? I appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
These people, somehow they're always out of town or something is always happening. They're in a different country when they're supposed to be here in the United States of America. What the heck is in Ghana? I'm just saying, like, when you are a public servant, and not even just a public servant, when you are in a position of leadership, whether you in corporate America or you're a public servant, you have to make the type of sacrifices that regular everyday people don't have to make. That just comes with the territory. You don't have the same grace. You don't have the, and I don't know if these people understand that this is the job requirements before they decide to run for office or they take these positions. And I've always been very, very critical of Karen Bass, even though I haven't been as critical as I've been of Brandon Johnson or Eric Adams, because she largely tries to sort of stay out of the spotlight and only try to show herself when absolutely necessary to promote something that she's doing that she thinks is well. So, for example, they had, after years and years of neglect under a bridge or something like that, finally cleaned up this homelessness space, like a year and a half or 2 years ago or something. And then she showed her face and was like, look at what we're doing. But LA has been trashed for a long time. And when I go out and I visit in the LA area and I go and walk around, I'm just like, man, do these politicians, are they not aware of what's happening in their own city? And so, whereas, for example, she was one of the people that signed up to be a sanctuary city or was advocating for more migrants and also more funding from the federal government. And they signed the letter right along with the Houston mayor, with Mike Johnson over there in Denver, with Eric Adams in New York at the time, and Brandon Johnson over in Chicago. Karen Bass's signature was on that document too. Maybe I'll pull it up. I'll try to pull it up while we're talking. But her signature was on that document for the migrants also. But for some reason, she was able to dodge all of the visibility that came along with the migrant crisis. And she just continues to go, status quo. But eventually it always catches up, because you can't do a bad job.
So let me be clear about something. The fire chief and I are focused on fighting these fires and saving lives, and any differences that we might have will be worked out in private. But right now, our first and most important obligation to Angelenos is to get through this crisis.
I stand by my comments this morning, especially in this time of crisis. That number one priority, with actually Chief McDonald, Madam Mayor, and myself,
That's right,
are all on the same page. And I don't know how to overstate that at this point. That's why we're all here today, is to make sure that the community, the people that we serve, understand exactly where the three of us are. And I think I know we've clearly articulated that this morning.
Never mock God, because you're gonna deal with the consequences, bro.
What do you mean, bro?
So the fire that is happening in
California, yeah.
In California, right?
Yeah.
So 4 days ago, right, on the 6th Jan, there were the what you call them, the
Golden Globe Awards.
Globes Awards, right?
Yeah.
Nikki Glaser, she was kind of like mocking God, right?
Yeah.
And after that, in the next 2 days, the fire started, bro. And it's
crazy, bro.
There's a video. Let's show them the video, bro.
So much has already happened in the first half, and the acceptance speeches have been on fire. Who got shouted out the most? Let's look at the numbers. All right, cast and crew are leading the way with 11 mentions. Moms are holding strong with 3 shout-outs. God, creator of the universe, 0 mentions. And Mario Lopez, host of Access Hollywood, 1. All right. No surprise in this godless town.
You see what she says? Godless town. Right? And that thing says the globe's leaders. God got 0 mentions. Bro.
But it also brings me back to what I've been wondering, is that in these contracts they sign in Hollywood, are they even allowed to mention God at all?
Drake's home destroyed in Hearst fire, no injuries reported. Drake's luxurious Los Angeles mansion was tragically lost to the massive Hearst fire, which has swept through the area over recent days. The fire, fueled by fierce Santa Ana winds and dry conditions, reached the property late Tuesday night, leaving firefighters unable to save it. Thankfully, Drake and his team were not at the residence when the fire struck, as they had evacuated earlier in compliance with mandatory orders. No injuries were reported among his family or staff. Drake addressed the heartbreaking loss on social media, sharing his gratitude despite the devastation. "Losing my home is tough, but I'm beyond thankful that everyone is safe. A house can be rebuilt, but you can't replace lives. My thoughts go out to everyone affected by this tragedy." The mansion, famous for its opulent design and luxurious amenities, was one of the many high-value properties destroyed in the blaze. In the wake of the disaster, Drake has pledged significant support to recovery efforts, including donations to relief funds and assistance for displaced families. Meanwhile, emergency crews remain on the ground, fighting the fire and working to protect other homes still in danger.
Welcome to Los Angeles, California, the heart of the Golden State where dreams come alive. From the bustling streets of downtown to the scenic views of Malibu, experience the magic of Los Angeles. Enjoy your journey in beautiful California.
Crazy story of how California is burning down right now. For 2 entire days now, Los Angeles has been on fire, burning down entire neighborhoods and turning the city into a living hell. But how did all this happen? After months without rain in California, the forest and hills were bone dry. Everyone knows how dangerous.
What's the reasoning, economically, to cut your fire department by $23 million, have little to no water reserves? Why are these not issues being brought up in LA? And then why is the mayor of LA in Ghana, Africa? Like, you're not the US ambassador. Like, you're the mayor of a city in America. Like, stay in your lane. And then you come back and you got shit to say for nothing. You get reports about, oh yeah, you had 5 days to figure this out and try to mitigate damage. And now you got a ton of property damage. Insurance is probably going to drop most people. The wealthy people are going to rebuild and most likely move out because they don't need to stay. There's no capital controls, which obviously, too, I don't agree on capital controls that force people to live in one spot. If the wealthy people whose houses burn down go, you know what, done with this, let's go to a different state where my house isn't going to burn down, I can't blame them. That's not their fault. It's the fault to not look at things on an economic scale and go, hey, we don't have enough water, we don't have enough fire protection. The loss of words. Like, what is going on here? This is crazy town. I just got to add too that what is popular politically is not always and rarely is it popular economically. You can make all sorts of popular decisions depending on who your donors are and who your base is for your politics, but cutting the fire department, I hear about California fires like every effing year. Like, it's like, yeah, that state's gonna catch fire at least once a year. Why in the hell would you cut funding to your firefighters? Why are you taking trips? Like, you got, whether it's your fault or not about the current economic situation and resource availability of your city, you got shit to do. You don't got vacations to take. You got, whether it's a vacation or if it's real diplomatic work, you're this fucking you're the mayor of a city. Like, get over it. Like, you shouldn't be out and about doing those things, especially when you have a crisis. Do it like, hey, you've rebuilt LA and it's amazing. Cool. Now go do whatever. Nobody cares. But when it's like, hey, we can't afford shit, everything's too expensive, we're at fire risk, we don't have water, our reserves are low, your fire hydrants are literally out of water. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, Ghana was so fun.
This is your captain speaking. We are now flying over Los Angeles.
Cool, let's take a look over LA. Holy shit.
Angelinos, we're still going through it. And to any of you and all of you that have experienced a loss, the grief, the anger, the just utter shock, I've seen the devastation. It is unbelievable the amount of loss that people have experienced. But we have to get through this crisis, and I know that we will. I was at the Sylmar command post today, and I saw the work of our first responders and how they've been able to defeat the fires in certain areas. We know we still have much more to go, and we know the winds are going to kick up again. But we got to stick together. We got to stand strong. And then we have to rebuild our city. We're the nation's second largest city, one of the greatest cities in the world. And we stay together, and we will rebuild an amazing city. So thank you, Angelinos, and my thoughts and prayers are out to all of you that are going through unbelievable loss and pain today. We will get through this. Thank you.
So basically, they are mad that she came to Ghana whilst Los Angeles was burning. You know, when you go to the comment section of some of these videos, people are like, why? Is she the fire service? Is she whatever? I'm like, I don't really know. I feel like some of the criticisms that are coming from some Americans and the media houses, it's basically politics. Like, it's politically motivated, you know, because I don't see the reason why when she was coming to Ghana, there was no fire. And it's unfortunate this thing happened. It's very, very unfortunate, and it's very sad. A lot of houses, like Drake's house, I learned Drake's house, I learned BDD's house, all these houses have been burnt down. So Charlie, a lot of houses have been burnt down. But when she was coming, there was nothing like that, you know. It is when she came, that was when something like that happened. And definitely it will take some time before she gets back to America. And that's a normal thing. So why are people mad? That's what I don't get. The media houses just talking trash and saying whatever. And I really like the way she kept quiet. She did not say a word when she was even being interviewed on the matter, because Charlie, in this situation, if you say something and you don't speak well, fire, you understand? So I really like her calmness and the way she has composed herself and being able to control herself on this matter. It's unfortunate, and sorry to everyone. That it's just unfortunate this thing happened to all these people. We are saying God should see them through and help them recover from this, because it is not easy. Some people, they've lost everything. They've actually lost everything. Yes, thank you so much for watching.